In the last year, I've done several carvings, and I did a couple birds, a couple Santa Clauses. I did a hand on a box. I did a horse. And what I'm finding is that the stuff that involves the power tools, I like doing more. I don't know, I just enjoy it. The pure hand carving didn't work out too well, so there'll be more in the future. I have some plans to do another kit, but in the meantime, I want to make this block of dogwood. It's the obvious carving that you would say, hey, this is definitely a hippopotamus. So that's what I will be doing with this piece of wood. Alright, does it look like a hippo yet? No? Oh well, that's not a problem. So normally what you would do in this situation is you would tape all the pieces you cut off back off, so then when you set it onto the bandsaw to cut out these neck shapes, then you have a nice square piece again. But since this didn't start out as square, I'm not going to worry about it because these feet are going to be level anyway, so it's not really that big of a deal. So what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start shaping. Alright, this is moving along nicely. I mean, it still doesn't look that much like a hippo, but it's starting to. And one of the problems I'm going to have is that with this, I'm not going to be able to get to the center and these tight corners here. But I'm going to use a spindle attachment to this, but the issue still is it's not tall enough to get this. This is 4 inches tall, and the spindles are only 3 inches. So it's just a matter of you cut a little bit, flip it over, cut a little bit, flip it over, cut a little bit, and it takes a little longer than I would prefer. However, it's going. You know, I'm liking it so far, and we'll just keep on going. I've decided I'm going to go ahead and do the shaping on the sides before I proceed any further. It's a lot less sanding that I have to do for the material that's going to be left behind. I'm a little disappointed. I'm not really in love with the way this is coming out. The back part of his body is alright. It will be much better once I get it shaped. I'm not happy with the way the jaws came out. I think in the end it'll be alright. I might shorten them a little bit to make them less prominent, but we'll see. I'm going to continue on and see how it goes. The thing I have learned over the years is that you will give up on something a little too early, and if you continue on, you'll learn to like it, and you'll figure out where your mistakes were and make it look better and make it yours. And that's what I'm going to do here. Hopefully we will do a good job in the end. Oh no, you're eating me. I'm going to do a little sanding on this tool here, and I'm going to get some of these outside edges done. This has a tendency to be very aggressive, even though it's a low-grade sandpaper. The only problem is I won't be able to do much on the inside of the jaws here because there's just not enough room. So I'll get what I can and then go back to my oscillating spindle sander. This wood is a lot harder than I've used in the past. I guess this has been allowed to really harden in my shop, so it is not sanding very nicely. and I've been working on it. So I've got my Shinto rasp out, and I'm going to do some shaping with that as best as I can, and then I'll move to different files and stuff and see if this helps a bit. So I mean, one of the problems is even my Mox and Vise does not have enough depth for this. This is 4 inches tall, so this is a matter of just muscling through it and just keep going until it's done. I really thought this was going to be a project for a weekend, and I thought this was going to be quick and easy, and that's what I get for thinking. So I purchased this band file belt sander. We'll see if this helps me carve this hippo. Well, that might work out just fine. Wow, that's doing a pretty decent job. In that short period of time, I dealt with something that I've been trying to work on since I started this project. And I got all these nice and rounded, these inside corners, here, here, here. I still need to deal with the inside of the mouth here. Wow, that's working out all right. Yeah, I was really unhappy with this whole thing because it was looking pretty bad in my opinion. However, considering it's now rounded on the backside, now I still got to do the front, but it's starting to actually look pretty good. I'm kind of liking it now. See how I feel about it once I'm done rounding the front. Okay, the rough shaping is basically complete, I think. It's looking pretty good. We need some teeth, eyes, and the tail, but I don't want to drill the holes to put in the teeth, eyes, and tail that I cut there until I do some finish sanding. So that all is going to be done by hand, and that will take a while. So this will be a couple days, and then you'll see what we'll do from there. I have installed little black walnut buttons for the teeth and the eyes and the tail. I used a Danish oil to finish this, and I gotta tell you, every single time I do this, I am amazed on how much more beautiful finished wood is than just plain. Look at this guy. He's a happy little hippo. Good. Finally, after every woodworking project, you should always count your fingers. You end with 10. Good job.
At first, I questioned why you were making a hippo, but in the end, it looks pretty good.